What is going down, my YouTube family? It is your boy Zary from the XMG coming at you today to bring you Battleground for noobs. But before we get into that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down to 4 steps to think about. And once you get into it and get comfortable, you pretty much can eliminate 2 of those steps. But before we get into that, huge shout out to my VIP patrons, because this video was brought to you by them, and the new things you are seeing the green screen, you are seeing the lighting, you are seeing a new monitor. Everything is thanks to them, and I could not do it without them. They are allowing me to make this great content for you all, so thank you to them. Big shout out. And if you're just finding me for the first time, remember to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, all that good stuff that goes along with it. Let me know if this helps you out. Really excited to make it, and let's get into it. So like I talked about, there's 4 steps I'm going to go through here, and each of them I'm going to talk to you about. Now the first one is simply setup. There's some things that go into setting up your team for Battlegrounds, and it's very easy, and this is one of the steps you will be able to eliminate once all of this, you get used to it and everything like that. Now I am by no means a professional on this. I fought about 10 on my free-to-play account and 3 on this account, and I'm 2-1 on this account, and I am 9-1 on my free-to-play account. So I'm doing pretty good, I think, and a lot of it comes down to, as of right now, there's talks about improvements, and there's a lot of updates out there, you know, from Lizard Breath today, and there are things that might change. But for now, this is how Battlegrounds work, and speed is number 1. Speed is the number 1 thing we need to worry about when it comes to Battlegrounds. So I put out some 6 simple tips about Battlegrounds, but I'm going to dig into that maybe just a little bit deeper, and we're going to do setup. When we talk about setup, you got to have your team comps ready to go. Now, there are 2 different types of team comps you could have. You could have an offensive team comp, and then you could have a defensive team comp. I don't have the roster to do defense and then fight on offense. So you know what? I go in with the best teams I can make, and they hold on defense or they don't hold on defense. And we're going to get into how Battlegrounds is set up and things like that in a little bit. But right now, you make your team comps. And I rank my team comps as follows. What I do is I spread them out in the order I want to use them. Okay? So that way when I go in, I don't have to look for a team. I have them ranked by how I use them, and I have kind of a strategy to that. So I have my Souliest Human team, then I have my Demon team, then I have my Panda team, then I have my Goblin team. And my Goblin team is not very good. But what I like to do with my Goblin team is I put them out there so he thinks, or she, or they think I am out of teams. And I put it out there and they're like, oh, this is easy. And it might be, you know, maybe it's wrong. And then I have a mediocre orc team. Then I have this mishmash, which actually does really good. And I'm having a lot of success with this team, and I don't know why. But that's the order I use them in. It makes it way easier for me. And I was messing around with one here, and I got to delete that, so don't worry about that. And it makes it so much easier for me to just go in, boom, get it done, and I go. Now, next tips we got to talk about here are speed kills. We talked about that. Getting in there, getting your battle done, and getting those NPC teams out of there is the best way to do it. So, here's a tip. Before you start your battle, you have all your teams set up. You're going to make sure you go in, you're going to select, and I'm just going to use the lowest rank I can find. You're going to select a battle. Go into any battle, does not matter. Okay? Start the battle. Now, when you're in here, there's some things we got to turn off. And turning it off is going to increase your speed of battle. And now, obviously, this isn't going to be here. When you're in here, click the little cog and go to your settings. Show Show dialogues can be on because that doesn't make a difference for Battlegrounds. But you want team presentation before battle. You want that shut off. You want dynamic ability camera shut off. These two right here, you want to shut them off. What that does, it doesn't show like that cinematic view of your team in the beginning. And dynamic camera ability, you can keep that on if you want, because at ×4 it's not going to show anyways. But if you like to fight at lower speeds, you want that one off. Then it doesn't zoom in and show them do their move. So those are two ways to save time in the early battle. Then the other one is make sure you're set to 4 speed. Because if you're not set to 4 speed and you go into Battlegrounds, you're going to have to waste the time to click it up to 4 speed. This way you go in, you start the battle, boom, you fight, you're done. So you've gone in, you changed your speed, you shut off the dynamic video camera, you got up to 4 speed, all that stuff's ready to go, you got your team comps made. Now you need to go into your Battleground rules and you need to understand your rules. So let's break them down. Obviously it's 1v1, so the team member's only 1. This battle is only going to last 40 minutes. Number of lands, 3. Number of caps at a land is 3. Attack duration, 5 minutes. Hero recovery time, 5 minutes. We'll get into that. Points to win. I need 480 points to win, and I have to keep that in mind. Camp control. 1 camp, 10 seconds. Full land control, 2 per land, 10 seconds. So, when we get into it, I have a picture of a Battleground I ran and I just filmed it. I should have took my head off, but I didn't, so you'll see my hat in there. But that's besides the point. If you hold 1 camp, you get a point per 10 seconds. You hold the full land camp, which is either 2 or 3. Say it's the one with 3. You get 3 points because you're holding 3 camps, and then you get 2 points because you own the whole island. And those islands consist of the human island, the demon island, and the orc island. Now, those islands don't necessarily mean anything at all, except for when you fight in the beginning. Now, it would be really cool if you put orcs there. They would get like a defensive bonus, but they don't. The only thing is if you attack the human, you're going to be fighting humans. You attack the demons, you're going to fight demons. You're going to attack the orcs, you're going to fight orcs as the NPC characters. Now, my suggestion is when you start the battle, and when we're going to go over prep, I'm going to get into that. Don't fight the human NPCs if you can help it. Because you fight the human NPCs, they have Freezard, cheat death. Solius, cheat death. Little Baddie, cheat death. Snorri, who's paired with Freezard, cheat death. So it takes you longer to get through those NPC characters, and I'll show you how I do it. Let your opponent try to get over there, or that's the island you meet your opponent on. So keep that in mind, and I'll kind of go over that when I get to knowing your plan, okay? All right, one last thing I forgot to tell you guys, so I had to do it after the video because I got so excited about this and so ramped up, I completely forgot to talk about it. So, up here in the corner of your Battleground info screen is your tickets. You have 20 tickets a week. They refresh Mondays at 00 UTC time. Go to Google, type in, I'm Eastern Standard Time, type in 0000 UTC to Eastern Standard, and it tells you when that time is. Now, what I hear is a lot of time and some frustrations, I talked about it in this video, which you'll get to, is people are getting pulled away from the game while playing Battlegrounds. As you can see, I only have 16 tickets, and I'm doing one in this video because I haven't had the time to Battleground a lot. So what I do is I have to wait for a good time. When my kids are in bed, my wife goes to bed, I can pump out a Battleground or two, and I can relax, I can enjoy it, and I don't have to worry about getting interrupted by anything. So we have a week to spend these tickets. You don't have to do them all in 3 days. Keep that in mind. Remember, do this around your schedule. Don't try to get one in real quick before your daughter's got to go somewhere, or you have to go to work, or you're at work, or you're going to the bathroom, or whatever. You know, mobile games are toilet games. Battlegrounds isn't a toilet game mode. So now, back to your regularly scheduled program. We've got our teams made, right? 1. We've went in and we turned on 4 speed. We've shut off the intro battle to the camera. 2. We've learned our battlegrounds. We learned how many points we're going to get. We've learned how many points we need to win. We've learned how many camps there are going to be. So there's 4. So now we're going to go in and we're going to go to my next step. Step 2. We're going to learn battlegrounds. We can get rid of battlegrounds. Once you understand it, this step goes. There's the second step to leave this after we do it. Now, I cut some pictures just so you could see them because I found it the best way to do it. So the battle's going to start. You have 5 seconds to get ready. It'll count down. The battle will launch. Okay, so the battleground launches, and this is your main screen, and you're like, what the hell is going on? So we learned from when we read the info bracket, there are orcs, demons, and humans. So the one right behind me, right up there, that is the orcs. That's where you'll fight the orcs. The one in the middle, okay, which is, let me bring it closer, right there, that is demons. Now the next one, that is humans, okay? Now the only battle I lost, I started with the humans. Now, and I'll get into that when I go over the plan, okay? As for right now, that is your main battleground, okay? Now up here, you can back out at any time. You can hit the info to see other things. But this is your scorecard. Right up at the top, the blue and the red zeros, everybody's at 0. When that hits 480, they win. Now remember, each little square here, or circle, that you see is how many nodes you can hold in that thing. And we learned, holding 1 camp gives you 1 point every 10 seconds. Holding all 3 of them gives you 5 points every 10 seconds, okay? So, that is, you want, if you hold all 3 of those little things, they'll turn your color blue. Now, as you progress, you will see these dots change from gray to blue to red, and they're going to have little symbols in there. And what you need to understand about those symbols are, there's a couple different ones you could see. All right, now this came from the one I lost, and I decided to start with humans. And what happens is, okay, you see how this hourglass thing is here? That hourglass means I've taken control of that. There's a cooldown. Now, you're going to see popping up on the screen now what I'm talking about. And what it shows is the fact that your group or your squad there, you took it, there's a 2-minute cooldown from when you take it. He can't attack you for 2 minutes. That's what this shows. If it turns solid, that means you own it, or you could see a shield. If you see like 2 swords like this, that means he's attacking it, she's attacking it, the opponent is attacking it, okay? But there's nothing you can do once they started attacking it. But as the field progresses, you're going to see these things change. Now, the other thing you need to understand is, if you go in and you attack somebody, okay, and you lose, they are out of the fight for 5 minutes. Popping up on the screen, you'll see a cooldown. 5 minutes they're out of the fight for. So you got to be very careful. You just don't want to go in and attack and attack and attack. Now, if you're losing, it's worth a shot. But you got to remember 5 minutes. Okay? Now, if he attacks you, beats you, your players who are on defense, your champions, they go back into your pool, and they are on a 2-minute cooldown. Okay? So you can't use that team again for 2 minutes. The same time as once you take it, it's a 2-minute. You can't be attacked for 2 minutes. Those players who lost on defense don't have the 5-minute cooldown. They have the 2-minute cooldown. So now we've kind of learned how Battlegrounds is set up, and we're in there, and it kind of goes fast and furious. We're going to go to my 3rd step. Now it's time to know your plan. You have to know, now that you understand Battlegrounds, you understand you have your team set up, your speeds are set up, you know Battlegrounds and how it works. You need to formulate a plan of attack. And how are you going to do this? How are you going to formulate a plan of attack to keep you in this? There's a couple different ways to do it, and I've been experimenting as I go. The first one is you pick a little plot and you go for it. You can start with the middle plot, the demon plot, you could start with the human plot, and you could start with the orc plot. Sometimes you can wait to see where your opponent goes first, but my recommendation is you do not do that. You do not do that because that is just time you're giving them. You pick a node and you go. Okay? When you pick a node, and my suggestion is I start with orcs or demons. Now, demons is going to give you a total of 4 points if you hold both nodes, because you have 1 per 10 seconds for each node, so there's 2. Then you have 2 for controlling the whole island. So I start either with orcs or the middle. Now normally I go to the middle and I put my Solius team there. Bam. Then I go into the next node and I don't put my demons team, because that's another good team. I want to try to keep one good team on each plot so they can't cap it out. That's my goal. So I go into the middle, I put my Solius team, then I put my next team down the line, my panda team. Boom. So after you take demons, even if your opponent has attacked orcs, you go into orcs and you drop 1 team in there. That gives you 2 minutes of them not capping out the whole thing. All right? So what I would do is, like I said, in the middle, I have my Solius team and my panda team. I'd move over to the orc island and I'd put my demon team. That stops them from capping it out. Then I move to humans and I try to get through that as fast as possible. So that is my plan. Now your plan could be something different. Maybe you want to go for orcs first and you want to cap that out. Maybe you like to start with humans and you cap that out. But pick one island, my suggestion, one island, cap it. Move to the next. Do not put all your strong teams in one island. Now, yes, they're not going to cap that out, but you have to play offense and defense in Battlegrounds. You have to play for the fact of you need to score points, but you got to stop them from scoring max points. So what I do is I cap out the island, like I said, then I stop them from capping out. I don't put all my solid teams. I'm not going to put my human team, my panda team, and my demon team all in one area. Yes, you're going to get 5 points every 10 seconds, but he or she probably cap this out, so they're going to get 5, so that just nullifies you. And then your teams over here are going to, in the middle, are going to be blah. So stop them from getting points. Play the strategy. That's how I do it, and that is my plan of attack. It's not foolproof. I've lost, but it seems to work so far. And all of my matchmaking has been relatively good. I've heard horror stories about matchmaking, and I haven't experienced it yet, but I believe all you out there. Sometimes you're going to get a bad match, and there's nothing you can do about it. But for me, this works a majority of the time. So, you've set up your team, set yourself up for success by going to 4 speed before you get in there. You've shut off your cameras. You know how Battlegrounds works. You hit the button to join the queue. Brings me to step 4. Step 4 is the fight itself. Step 4 can never be anything more than the fight. You have to fight regardless. So you formulated your plan in your head. Now it's just swift action. You go to your island, you click your island, you start fighting. Now, to fight, you can either auto, or you can just basic them down as fast as you possibly can. And I've tried both, and sometimes it works better depending on who you're fighting. But if you click that auto button, remember to manually target who you want to target. Alright, so if I'm fighting with Solius and I'm 1 hit away from killing somebody, I don't want to kill them. I'm going to go to somebody with full health because I got Nightail behind him, and Nightail's going to come in and take that person out. So you got to keep that in mind. When you hit auto, make sure you're targeting people. So you fight, you go through the fight, and you're going to watch things go like this. You're going to go back and forth, or you're going to jump out to a lead, or they're going to jump out to a lead. Now when that happens, there's going to be a time in this game mode where it gets slow, it gets stagnant, all right? Maybe you're jockeying back and forth between one fight. Don't exit during the fight if you can. Now, there are times, you know, a person I respect in this game very much, his daughter needed help, and he had to leave Battlegrounds and ended up losing. I feel bad. That part of the game mode sucks. But if you can help it, do not leave that fight. Sit there. Watch. Watch what happens. Go from node to node to node and see how it goes. All right? So you're going to go in and you're going to go from node to node to node to node and just keep watching everything. Keep looking. Keep checking that score. Formulate in your head how we can do this. So now you've heard my 4 steps to Battlegrounds for noobs. You are going to see me fight a fight. So you can see how my roster plays, how the 4x helps you, how the camera does not help you. You're going to see my strategy of going for the middle, and I might lose, I might win. But you're going to see it in action right now, so everything that we've just talked about is formulated into one thing. Okay, so I just did my pre-checks before I go in, and I have my team set up in the order in which I told you. So to review them, we have my humans who I attack with first. I didn't change the name yet, so don't worry about that. Then I go in with pandas. Then my next team up would be demons. My next team up would be goblins. Then my next team up would be orcs. And then this mishmash team down here. So one more tip for you is if you want to move this, you want to take your orcs and you want to put them underneath to this team here, right? What you are going to do is you're going to select the team that'll eventually be deleted, right? So you select that team. You go into teams. And you save it in a spot below, which I did down here, right? Then you go up here and you select your orc team. Go to teams. Go down to the slot you want to move them to, which is here, and you hit change. Yes. So when you go back into your teams, you don't have to re-look for everybody. Now you have your orc team in 6, and you want to move this team, the one you saved down below. You select that team, go into teams, and you put that now in 5 by the change button. Boom. You don't have to delete everybody. You don't have to go back in. Once you get your base teams up, it's that simple to move them. So let's jump into Battlegrounds. Alright, so here we go. Match was just made. I have a little bit of a power advantage, and we're going to go right after the middle first. So it's going to load up. I'm going to go right to middle. I'm going to attack. I'm going to go to my teams. I'm going to select my first one, and I'm going to battle. We're going to get in there as fast as we could. We had our plan. Middle first. We're going to hit auto. And we're out. First battle down. Now, we're going to try to cap that middle if we can. If we can't, we're going to move over to the orc battlefield. See, we're going to go right in. We go to our team. Scroll down, we're going to select our pandas. Boom, we're in. So we had our plan, we have our team set up, and we're in. I put my mouse right over here to ready to click auto. Click auto. We won, we're out. I probably should have manually played that because I forgot about all the moves they have. We click next. Now we're going to try to go for the orcs. Now, if he's attacking or she is attacking orcs, we are going to still put a team there. So we're going to click out of that. He's already got 2 teams and he's attacking the 3rd, so now we're going to move over to humans. Go to our teams. Select. Battle. See the cheat deaths I was talking about? Okay, we're out. I'm going to get ready for the next fight. See, he's attacking over there as well. But we're going to get the second node in here by going to teams. We're going to put in our crappy goblin team. think maybe he will think, or they will think, I am out of teams. That's the strategy I use, and we're going to go from there. Auto. Now you're going to see cheat deaths all over the place. This is why I don't start with the humans. 3 cheat deaths. That's why I don't start with humans. Okay, so now we have our strategy. Now we're going to go in and we're going to see what the heck's going on here. All right. Now we can't do any attacking because this shield means he's still on cooldown. He has a very powerful orc team, which I'm not going to be able to touch. He has demons teams, and then he has he's got this locked up tight. Here, he put a panda team, so I think we might be able to take that panda team down, possibly, but we'll have to see. And then I have the middle team here with everything's good, everything's good. So I've captured all of those, the shield goes away, nobody is attacking yet. But looking over here, I mean, these teams are pretty dang solid. Shadar 7 stars at gear 11, Kyra, this is a good team. He's got the Venomate Kyra synergy, and then the human team down here. So nothing's really going on. I'm going to wait for this to come off of cooldown, and we're going to see what happens. So as you can see, up top, they start to tally, and, you know, right now I am winning 65 to 57. But he is going to get, remember, here, he's getting 1 per node, so that's 3, and he has it capped, which is 5. Here, I'm getting 4, and then I'm getting 2 here, he's getting 1. So right there, I got 6 points, he's getting 6 points. I have the early lead, so if it stays this way, I should win. But we have to find out and see what's going to happen. So right now, he is not attacking, and then if you hit your info button, it just shows you kind of a breakdown of what to do. Alright, so here he's got a pretty well-built panda team with a patriarchy lead. So they are healing, and he has Renara in there, who is fantastic under a patriarchy lead. Absolutely fantastic. Maybe now, looking at this squad, putting my goblins in might not have been the best idea. But we're going to go in, and I'm going to attack, and I'm probably going to lose, but this way you can see what happens to your characters when you lose. So we're going to go into attack. We're going to go under our team, and we are going to run this team right here. Why not? Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take out Snorri, and we're going to put in Tromgar. We're just going to go for the trifecta. Maybe that'll help us get that node. Maybe not. We'll have to see. Now, the first one we're going to go after is Renara. We want to get her out of there. We're going to put the dodge onto Tromgar. Poisons. I'm going to save that big hit to hopefully get Renara out of there. Keep that taunt up. Come through with a big hit. Oh, dodge, of course. Okay. Brings back him, but the taunt is down now. Now we're going to go after Renara. We are going to put that counter on Salvador. Get our taunt back up on Tromgar. Stealth. Put that back on Tromgar. Renara's out of there. Alright. Now Ember's the next one. Get up our poisons. Oh, dodges. Gonna heal ourselves. Switch back to Ember. Put that back up on Salvador. Poisons. Big hit. Stealth. No poison. Now we're going to get the taunt back up with Tramgar. Oh, that might have been a bad play. Get our taunt back up with Selvi. Patriarchy doesn't have the dodge. Steel Shell. And now we got this in the bag. Okay, so if he didn't attack me, or they, I keep saying he, if they didn't attack me before when all this is going on, I should have that whole area. But we don't know, because that fight took quite a bit. And he did take out my goblins with a pretty crappy team with no leadership. So we can go look and see what we have now. So now we're going to go in, and he took out the goblin team with that team. So what do we got here? Let's go to teams, and we are going to select this team, but we are going to put Rantha in, and we're going to put in General Murdoch. Might lose, might not. We got to take a look. Kelrin's going to be a problem because of the taunt, and we really got to try to get Mar out of there. Drop Battle Poo. Oof. Get our cheat deaths up. Heal. Okay, we got their Mar out of there. That was big. Alright, we should have this. You know what? We're going to get him out of there before he AoEs. But you see, we have our team set up, and it's easy for us to click there. We have everything set up. We had our plan. Now we're sticking to it. Now we're going to see the score, and we're going to see what's going on. Now we took this full node. We're up. Okay, like I said, we can't touch this area over here. We still are getting our 4 points from here, and now we are getting 5 points over here. So now we're just going to hold tight and wait. While we're waiting, though, I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to click this attack button. Just so you can see. We have in defense. Okay, we haven't had a team that's lost yet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take in a team of really crappy guys with a Darien lead. Just to show you what happens when you fight someone and lose. And we're just going to put this on auto because we're going to get smoked. And we just got smoked, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. I knew it was going to happen. That's why I put in the crappy people, so I can show you. Alright, so now if I go to attack again, and we go down, we have all of our in defense, and then we have our 5-minute cooldown on everybody who was hurt or killed. I cannot use those people because we lost the battle. Now, if you lose someone during a battle, you are not penalized. They are put on defense. But if your whole team is killed, 5 minutes. 5 minutes on cooldown. So let's get back out of here, and let's go check it out. So we are getting a total of 4 points here and 5 points here, 9 points to his 5 points. So right now we are looking good. So every 10 seconds, we're getting 9 points. Every 10 seconds, they are getting 5 points. I'm going to speed it up unless something happens, then I'll slow it down, and we'll be good. Alright, we got this one in the bag and we're going to win it. And I just want to reiterate the 4 steps as we're doing this. 1, we had our setup. We set everything up properly. We got ourselves set up with 4x speed. We shut off all the cameras. 2, we had our Battleground, learning the Battleground, where we learned what we needed to win, our nodes, and that helped us go to step 3, which is formulate our plan. Our plan for this battle was to go in and take demons first, move over to orcs, and then humans. If he was in orcs and I could take a node, I was going to take one node to stop him from capping, or them to capping it out. That didn't happen in this one, so I immediately had to go to humans, and I was able to cap that out with some teams I had in reserve. And you saw as the battles fought how quickly I was able to get to my teams. There was no messing around. Boom, 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 boom. Once teams were settled, then I can mess around with a team comp. As you see, I put in Tromgar to help me take that second node, and we won. We took that second node, and we got it. So we just picked ourselves up a victory, and everything worked out great. Look at those sweet rewards. 5,000 coins in the bag. So my YouTube family, there was Battleground for Noobs. I was really excited to make this, and I'm sorry I didn't get it out first, but I wanted to play it first so I could tell you the things I do. So remember those 4 steps, and you can cut them down to 2 once you get accustomed to it. So you all have to let me know what you thought of this video. I really, really hope it helps somebody out. So there it is, Battleground for Noobs. More good stuff coming your way, so if you're just finding me for the first time, click that subscribe button, turn on notifications, blah, da, blah, da, blah. For all my family members out there, especially my VIP patrons who made this video happen by helping me, giving me their hard-earned money to buy lights, to buy a green screen, an actual green screen, a monitor. I just can't thank you enough. And if you want to help out the channel and be a patron, links in the description below. By all means, you don't have to. So that is what I got for everybody today. Hope this helps you enjoy Battlegrounds a little bit more and doesn't make it as frustrating. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.